This is case number 251891SM. We are set for a pretrial on this matter. Is there any resolution or appearances, counsel?
Warrants on behalf of the people.
Robert Hartzell for Mr. Nelson joins me the table.
We are set for a pretrial. Is there any resolution in this matter?
There is, Your Honor. The defendant has agreed to plead guilty to an added count of disturbing the peace. The people will dismiss count 1, domestic violence. There is also a Killebrew agreement that the defendant will be sentenced under HYTA.
Mr. Hartel?
That is accurate, Your Honor.
Mr. Nelson, have you heard what the attorneys have said the resolution is in this case?
Yeah.
And do you understand what the resolution is?
Yes.
And is that how you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, it's my understanding that you'll be pleading guilty to disturbing the peace. That is a 90-day misdemeanor and or a fine of $500. In exchange for that, the people will be dismissing the domestic violence charge. That is a 93-day misdemeanor and or a $500 fine. Additionally, there's a Killebrew agreement, and that Killebrew agreement says that you'll be, and Killebrew just makes reference to an appellate case. But that agreement says that you'll be placed on the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act status. And if you're successful with that probation during that period of time, the charge would be, the conviction would not enter. But if you're not successful and the court removes you from that protected status, the charged offense of disturbing the peace would enter on your public record. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you also understand that I am not required to follow that agreement? And if I don't follow that agreement, you would be able to withdraw your plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Are you sure you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Knowing that, then do you still wish to proceed as planned?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Back on May 15th of this year, were you on probation or parole?
No.
Were you on bond at any time?
No.
I had this signed advice of rights form, talk about your rights to an attorney and your rights to a trial. Did you read and sign that form?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
Most importantly, do you understand that by entering a guilty plea, those rights will be gone and you won't have a trial of any kind?
Yes.
Other than the plea agreement, has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plea today?
No.
Has anybody threatened you in order to get you to plea today?
No.
And is it your own free choice to plea today?
Yes.
Are counsel aware of any other promises, threats, or inducements that have not been made part of the record?
No, Your Honor.
Then, Mr. Nelson, to the added count 2 that on or about May 15th, 2025 in Antioch Township here in Wexford County, that you did commit the offense of disturbing the peace, how do you plead?
Guilty.
In order to accept that plea, I must have you tell me what it is that makes you guilty. So back on May 15th, were you in Antioch Township?
Yes.
And you would agree with me that that's in Wexford County?
Yes.
And what did you do to disturb the peace?
She got into a fight.
And how did you get into a fight?
Me and my dad were just arguing, and it escalated to a point where we started swinging at each other. Cops got called.
And who swung on who first?
I did.
All right. And when you say there was an argument, what was the argument about?
Trying to remember.
It was so important you don't even remember, huh?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough.
No, we were just having a father-son moment. Just got out of hand. So
And how loud did the argument get?
I wouldn't say it was really loud. My brother was in the vicinity. He was just worried, so he went over to the neighbor's house and had them come and call the cops.
Was it
cops? Sorry,
was it inside or outside?
inside.
The court realizes that this is a plea of convenience. Do counsel believe that the defendants provided a factual basis and the court rules have been complied with?
Yes, Your Honor.
As do you.
As does the court. I find the plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. I do not find you guilty because pursuant to the plea agreement, I need to take your guilty plea under advisement.
Okay.
And so a guilty plea won't enter unless you violate probation.
Okay. If I may ask, what does all that mean?
Yeah. So because we anticipate to sentence you under the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act, the guilty plea doesn't enter unless you're found to be in violation of your probation.
Okay.
So I take it under advisement until we find out whether you're going to be successful on probation or if you're going to bomb out of probation.
Okay.
So as of right now, there is not a guilty plea. I haven't found you guilty. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Ms. Lawrence, are we able to sentence today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any victim impact?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartel, allocution?
Yes, Your Honor. If the court was at all on the fence with it, I don't doubt my office would do a mitigation report if the court wanted it. I do believe this is an appropriate one to grant the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act for, as the court did note and my client did comment on, he doesn't even remember all of the details. I got the distinct impression that he wishes the events hadn't even occurred. Unfortunately, this is a situation where both parties were charged. I won't overstep because I know Mr. Cherry was representing the other party in this. What I will say is when I met with my client, I made sure to advise him of cost benefit analysis of the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act. Does everything properly? Great. If he doesn't, not only will he have an adult record, but there's always the risk of jail. And I don't think he's going to have any issues. I think he's going to do well. He's properly motivated. He knows that even though disturbing the peace in and of itself is quite a benefit from the original charge, he doesn't want potential landlords or employers looking at his background check and thinking we evicted the last guy because they were being too loud and obnoxious. Why would we give this young man a chance? I also believe that the very experience of going through these procedures has been eye-opening and educational for him. I suspect the court recalls at the arraignments when both him, his foster father, all of that was involved. And we do thank the court for not having a no contact order in that scenario. I do believe it was one of the unique, appropriate situations. I'm not sure if my client has anything to add, but I, for one, am very grateful for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lawrence?
Thank you, Your Honor. This was a mutual combat situation between foster parent and their son. I do understand that the defendant is relatively very young and doesn't have any criminal history. I do think sentencing under HYTA would be appropriate for that reason, so we would just ask for short-term probation. Thank you.
Mr. Nelson, you have the right to address the court before sentencing. Is there anything you would like me to know?
No, sir.
So I do remember your arraignment. Did you get other placement?
Yes.
All right. And did you graduate?
Yes.
What are your plans for after graduation?
College.
Have you been accepted?
Yes.
Where are you going?
NMC insurance.
Okay. And what's your degree?
Social work.
Nice. And as we've already established, this was such a important argument that you don't even remember what it was over, right?
Yep.
So what have you learned from all this?
Keep my mouth shut. Don't swing first.
Sometimes that's hard to do, right?
Right.
Especially at your age, and I don't know all the circumstances, but I do know that tempers run hot at your age. So, and you've got some added, I don't want to say frustrations, but some added circumstances there as well. So I'm going to go along with the plea agreement.
Okay.
I'm going to sentence you under the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act. I do find that you fit the requirements. You're 19 years old, if I did my math correctly.
Yes.
All right. So during that time, you are not to violate any law. Reporters ordered, not leave the state without the consent of your probation officer. Keep your contact and employment information current. Because it is pursuant to the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act, you are not eligible for early release. I'm going to cut to the chase here. I'm going to put you on for 1 day. keep your nose clean for the next day, and this will not be on your record. Think you can do that? All right. I'm not going to order any additional programming. There will be a $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. Mr. Hartel, I assume you're okay with waiving your attorney fee?
I am, thank
Court will waive fines and costs. So there is a $120 fine for all this. You also sat 1 day in jail, so hopefully that sank in.
Sure did.
Well, and I can't even impose the jail sentence because it's Holmes Youthful Trainee. So the $125 must be paid within 56 days. If it's not paid within that time period, there's a 20% penalty that gets assessed.
Can I pay it right now?
You can pay just as soon as you walk out this door.
Where would I go to do that?
To the front window where you checked in. Okay? All right, you can go out front, get a copy of your judgment. Best of luck to you with everything that you do in the future. And hopefully this was a learning experience for you.
Sure was.
All right.